as we look back yesterday, also we were able to welcome back. We didn't go out there, but I'm sure many noticed on Facebook, and I'd like to put it also in the general media, that our own Dudley Leonora, who is now a member of the Dutch national team, Hoofdklasse, was in Taiwan and returned yesterday. They did not make the playoffs as Team Europe. So he was selected, he's part of the Dutch team, he's a St. Martiner, part of the Dutch team, and as part of the Dutch team, he was selected with some other Arubans and a few Dutch ones as well to represent on Team Europe. And he played in all of the games which they played there against Taiwan, Japan, and several other countries on that side of the world. And so thanks to the internet, we were able to see a couple of his home runs, and he actually made MVP of 2 of those games, so we are very, very proud of St. Martin's own. We also would like to give the commendation to Zion Friday, also a son of the soil, who is a top soccer prospect in the United States at a high school level and was actually featured in the Washington Post and also the St. Martin Daily Herald. So we thank them for also highlighting our athletes who are out there in the diaspora doing great things. And we hear a lot from the public that we don't do enough of that, but we can only do what we know. And it's very, very hard for us to keep in contact, so I'd like to implore all the organizations who know that you have athletes out there, whichever part of the world they're in, to pass that information on to the Department of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, the Department of Sports in particular. We have our own Facebook page as well, which we link to government's Facebook page and website. And this way we can keep abreast of the actions, the activities of our athletes, of our scholars, of all of the exemplary St. Martiners that we have out there, as an encouragement for the ones who are here struggling to know that that can be me also. So that is part of our Education on the Move campaign. Today also we're going down to the airport to welcome our latest doctorate recipient. This year, 2016, I think this is the 3rd one that we know about. We've had Dr. Fleming, who returned. We've had the young lady Defoe, who also received the highest level in law. And we're proud to say that Dr. Martin Brown of Middle Region is returning home today with a doctorate in computer science. So we are growing one by one, and I think these are the things we have to highlight to the public so that others can know that can be me also. Both Ms. Defoe and Mr. Brown are Middle Region natives, so I must say big up to Middle Region. Today, this year, 2016 was definitely your year. You have the best infrastructure. When you drive through Middle Region, you feel like you're in a different community, and your people are excelling. So continue to do what you're doing in building the people of your island.
Do you think that you've got what it takes to decorate? If yes, then sign up. Sign up for the Christmas Tree by the Fence competition, which will be held from the 1st to the 31st of December 2016. The best decorated Christmas tree by the fence wins the grand prize of $3,000. There's a lot more prizes to be won. The early birds who submit their entry before the 18th of December 2016 will be displayed in the Daily Herald. For more information, email us at sxmchristmastree@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Christmas Tree by the Fence. Don't forget, sign up and win. Win big.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. they'll sell when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Mega Wadi is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
We have to compete because everybody else is in the same boat, competing for the same dollar. And the one who will take away the most is the one who competes best. There are some bright lights at the end of the tunnel. It's not all doom and gloom. Because if you take a look at the stock market on the verge, perhaps today, in breaking through the 20,000 Dow Industrial number. That means that there is an expectation economically that by businesses, all the businesses in the United States, that economically the future looks bright, that business-wise things are going to improve. Of course, that came since the election of Donald Trump, who has been touting measures such as reducing taxes, measures such as removing regulations, creating an environment so businesses in the United States can thrive. At the expense of what, you should ask yourself. At this point, that can't be projected. But at any rate, those developments are now being reflected in the Dow Jones. And there's a certain amount of elation that you find amongst American companies thinking that with the election of Donald Trump, that their time has come and that business in the United States will thrive. If that's going to trickle down, it's left to be seen. Ronald Reagan tried that trickle-down system. It didn't work too well. But now, going around, if you notice, most of the people appointed to his cabinet are billionaires. Billionaires he's being surrounded with, trying to piggyback on their knowledge, their experience, their know-how, and through that means bring more prosperity to America. That prosperity can translate itself into tourists coming to St. Martin who have more money to spend than is the case now. If you hear complaints from our business section on St. Martin, there's 7 ships in the harbor, and they say, yeah, but nobody's buying. Nobody's buying because of the problem with demand and inequality. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. So tourists are traveling, and they are traveling like before, but they're spending less. Hopefully, looking forward, that trend can change, and with the improvement of the economy in the United States, that people will have more money to spend, and that we can benefit from that.
Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you Be Sure? Be Sure.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you Be Sure? Be Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that you've got what it takes to decorate? If yes, then sign up. Sign up for the Christmas Tree by the Fence competition, which will be held from the 1st to the 31st of December 2016. The best decorated Christmas tree by the fence wins the grand prize of $3,000. There's a lot more prizes to be won. The early birds who submit their entry before the 18th of December 2016 will be displayed in the Daily Herald. For more information, email us at sxmchristmastree@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Christmas Tree by the Fence. Don't forget, sign up and win. Win big.
Before I go into the clarification question, I just would like to make an observation, because you just did it for me. You just indicated to Parliament in answering the silo questions why it exists in that way. It doesn't exist as a silo because it's the ministers sit in a ministry or leads a ministry as an island unto themselves. There's a system that is provided for that. And the oversight for that minister is Parliament. So that means that each minister, as they are appointed or removed from their responsibilities as a minister, and that is an appointed position, Parliament's responsibility is to have proper oversight for such. Now, we're debating the budget, and the budget, as we had indicated throughout, the Central Committee meeting, and now is a projection of a plan to move forward, and basically, to the best estimation of the combined Council of Ministers, this is presented through your ministry and the responsibility for your ministry to put it together. So this isn't, the discussion isn't at Minister Richard Gibson. The discussion is at the Council of Ministers as they come to Parliament so Parliament can do its job. Because at the end of the day, we have to vote. We have to say yes or no to something that we are saying we give you the blessing to go and execute on behalf of the people for 2017. But we cannot do that 100% with 60% of the information. And I think I agree with my colleague Tamara Leonard, MP Tamara Leonard, because if we don't have the information that would help you in planning this, putting this plan together, then what is it that we are supporting? Then, because I said it in the Central Committee meeting, then it's just a regular song and dance. We come in here, you have the numbers, we have a debate, you get your 10 votes, and then you go home, and then next year we go through the whole cycle again. But I think that this year, and I heard it.
What is the question
The question is, Mr. Chair, is if we don't receive the information that is asked, then we can't function. One question that I have, one clarification question that I have is, the minister indicated that there is no anticipated deficit for 2016. Yet, the budget of 2017 was based on the figures of 2016 with an increase of 1%. Would we be able then, Minister, to receive at least then the figures up until the third quarter of 2016, so that we can then?
Is that a new question?
No, that was pertaining to the deficit. The minister said that there is no deficit, so if there is no deficit, then show me where there is no deficit based on the historical information and information going forward.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Following up on the question that I was answering pertaining to USM, we'll make an updated work plan available on where we are. I cannot provide it at this time, but we will make an updated work plan available on where we are in terms of our SLA with USM once we have finalized the year plans for the ministry. I also mentioned already about the legislative agenda, which is with Parliament for the ministry. And then the next question was pertaining to St. Martin English. And with that, I think I'll be finished. The establishment of English as a first and mother language of St. Martin. I believe that recognizing St. Martin English, and I'd like to spell it, Mr. Chairman, capital S, apostrophe M, A-A-T-I-N, St. Martin. Recognizing St. Martin English as our local language and not necessarily establishing it as our official language or first language is a point of focus which, because it already exists, therefore it is just a matter of recognizing and safeguarding it culturally. It is one of the key cornerstones that will enable us to create an environment and atmosphere conducive to building a resilient nation. Activities that will be undertaken is the encouraging of researchers by means of support to delve deeper into the subject matter, for authors to write books, teaching of the phrases or the traditional sayings, creating special awareness programs on the value of the language, encourage the language to be spoken during national holidays, in presentations, Emancipation Day, St. Martin Day, to name a few, without being laughed at or frowned at or ridiculed by anyone, such as even family members or even complete strangers, thinking that we're just talking bad English. As I mentioned before on the rights, a child has that right. And so once it's a child right, it's an adult's right as well. As the MP noted,
we are educated in the English and Dutch languages. We learn a little Spanish and French on the side as well. However, we gotta know when and where and how. And recognize that just like papiamento can exist in Curacao, people of the Curaçaoian diaspora, wherever they are, when they meet, you hear a little thing, you get excited. As a matter of fact, when I was in the Netherlands for that short little period, I heard a language being spoken, I swear it was papiamento, but it was Cape Verdean. And to know that people who live so far apart because of the similarities in the demographic of the ethnicities that mixed have a language that they can communicate in, to me is awesome. And we live in a world now where we are not just Simartinos, we are world citizens. And we need to be recognized for what makes us Simartinos. So when you're in Holland and you hear a little Simartin English on the trim, you could get a little excited too. But where you going? I go in Rotterdam. And it's always good to meet up with our people. So the Simartin English definitely needs to be recognized. But in terms of, and taught also, we see whenever I visit Curacao, they have a little book for the visitors, and in every hotel room with phrases on how to greet in papiamento, how to say goodbye, how to do this. And every businessman, regardless of ethnicity in Curacao, speaks papiamento within 3 months. Yes. And I would like to see us promote children of St. Martin. Now, you're a good child of St. Martin. You're a good St. Martin child. Child, spelled C-H-O-I-L. Yes? So a child's right, rather than a young nation as St. Martin's right to identity, should never be underestimated. The right to identity and the right to be heard are ultimately connected to one another and to most of the other rights under United Nations Rights of the Child Convention. So, having our own language, our own food, our own cultural wear, dance, post office, bank, pension fund, national dishes, drinks, and foods, etc., are all part of the nation building. And I look forward to this Parliament's debate on these issues, support on these issues in moving St. Martin forward.